Hi, I'm Ryan O'Hearn.
And I'm John Thompson.
I'm Aaron McWilliams.
I'm Bradley Marr.
And I'm Daniel Allen.
And the research question we chose is how is the teamwork process hindered or more productive with the goal-setting theory and the expectancy theory from the motivation chapter. For our research question, we have chosen to use two types of motivation to best answer it. Let's start off with the definition of motivation. Motivation is defined as a set of energetic forces that originates both within and outside an employee, initiates work-related effort, determines its direction, intensity, and persistence. There are two main types of motivation. These are content and process. Content is what needs motivate people, and process is how people are motivated. An example of content is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There are three different theories for process: the expectancy theory, the goal-setting theory, and the equity theory. We chose to use the expectancy theory and the goal-setting theory to best answer our question. The expectancy theory describes the cognitive process that employees go through to make choices among different voluntary responses. An example is how employee behavior is directed towards pleasure and away from pain, or more generally, towards certain outcomes and away from others. The goal-setting theory is a theory that views goals as the primary drivers of intensity and persistence of effort. Assigning employees specific and difficult goals will result in higher levels of performance. We are going to see how each one affects the teamwork process. The teamwork process is the interpersonal activities which help accomplish teamwork but do not involve completing the task. The three stages of the teamwork process are transition, action process, and interpersonal. Next, we will look at different types of motivation in real-life examples and their effect on the teamwork process.
Hello. Today I'm going to be sharing a personal experience / story that I have with goal setting in my life. It was back when I was in grade 12 at high school. I was working with this hockey academy called Windsor Hockey Academy. I was dealing with grade 8s and 9s, and before we even stepped on the ice to begin our year, we all sat them down in the classroom and asked them what they want to accomplish for the beginning of the year. So we took them through the goal setting process, and for a lot of them it was quite tough because this is the first time they actually had to set a challenge in their life. So my job working with the hockey academy at this time was to help these kids set achievable goals for the entire year / term. And it's quite challenging dealing with a whole wide range of kids because a lot of them are at different development processes in their life. So I had to go down, get a face-to-face talk with them and understand where they are in their development to further understand what goals would be best suited towards them. And it was also an important concept when I was talking to them that I didn't just step in and take control and assign a goal for them. It was very important to me to make sure to understand them and work to find an attainable goal for them that they wanted to work for.
Hello, so I'm going to be analyzing Aaron's case. In this story, it is very evident that having a goal which is on the verge of difficult and impossible is very important and helps keep the teamwork progress succeeding. Having the right goal ties in with the goal-setting theory in the motivation chapter. This theory views goals as the primary drivers of intensity and effort. Creating goals which are specific and difficult, like Aaron did, will result in higher levels of performance and intensity. Another important factor is that self-set goals are more important than assigned goals. However, assigned goals still hold value. There are also a couple of moderators with the theory of goal setting which need to be considered. The first one is feedback, which means feedback towards the completion of the goal. The second one is task complexity, which ties into how complicated the task is and the actions needed for the task. The final one is goal commitment, which relates to how a person accepts the goal and how committed they are to achieving that goal. Aaron ensured through the whole process all these moderators were used. In this case, the teamwork progress is positively affected by the goal-setting theory. In teamwork process, there are two main stages which this story fits into. The first stage is the transition process. In this stage, preparation for further work is achieved. For example, preparing different goals which are needed for success. The second stage is the action process, which reflects the moderators of the goal-setting theory. This allows the goal to be successful. In this case, it is evident that the teamwork process was more effective with the goal-setting theory. Goal-setting theory helped the hockey team, which Aaron worked with, create more success.
Hello, I'm going to be talking briefly about expectancy theory, and then I'm going to share my own personal experience. Expectancy theory claims that employees' motivation is a result from their balance, expectancy, and instrumentality. Expectancy is the belief that an increased level of effort will result in increased performance. Instrumentality is the belief that successful performance will result in an outcome, and balance is the belief that this outcome will be positive or negative. Although the expectancy theory can work, there are many limitations to it. The main limitation being that all three beliefs have to be viewed positively to work. There are many things that could go wrong, such as irrelevant rewards, which would be for balance, no trust with employer, which would be for instrumentality, and not having the correct skill set to complete the task, which would be for expectancy. Having a negative view on one or more of these beliefs can hinder the teamwork process. I have a personal experience of a time where the expectancy theory has failed and hindered the teamwork process. The issue was caused by the fact that me and my coworkers could not trust our manager. There would be many times where we did not receive the outcomes we were told we would for the completed task. This made us view the instrumentality component of the theory negatively. My coworkers and I had developed negative attitudes towards our work that progressed worstly. There would be several instances where people would slack off during tasks or try to pass on unwanted tasks to other employees. This was very frustrating for both my coworkers and I, causing tension, gossip, laziness, and overall a bad working environment. It hindered the teamwork process tremendously by basically eliminating teamwork and making it an every man for himself environment. We did not want to listen to our boss or complete the work we were given.
Hello. In Dan's case, the expectancy theory was not followed and executed properly. This had a clear effect on the teamwork process and negatively influenced both the action processes and the interpersonal section of the teamwork process. From this case, many if not all of the employees at the establishment lacked the characteristics of a motivated employee. The employees were not willing to exert extra effort, leading to a superior product or service. Also, none of the employees seemed to set clear and concise organizational goals. This directly parlays into the content type of motivation, as the employers didn't give any of their workers any incentive to performing any tasks. In terms of the action process, helping behavior and coordination, there wasn't whatsoever, as tasks were being left for others to complete. In terms of interpersonal, there was little motivation during the task, as rewards were not being received as promised, which resulted in lower moral and low motivation. Another area of interpersonal process which was affected in this case is conflict management. In Dan's case, there were both conflicts between employees with their boss. This led to strained relations between both the business relations between the employees and the employers and within the employees.
We have concluded that the motivation can have both a positive and a negative effect on the teamwork process. If a motivation theory, such as in Aaron's example, is followed correctly, then this will have a positive effect on the teamwork process. If, however, a theory is not followed correctly, such as in Dan's example, the teamwork process will be hindered. Furthermore, each theory's moderators must be considered and used throughout the whole process for success.